Jürgen, just your thoughts on what was a remarkable, dramatic game.
Yeah, it was. So I'm not surprised about that. When these two teams face each other, then it's some drama, I would say, is guaranteed. Both teams are proper fighting units, are used to fight for the things they want to reach, and that's why that's clear. But of course, the story of the game is a special one because you don't go very often that easy 2-0 up against Atletico after 13 minutes. And I know a couple of times, but it's still true, the human brain can be your biggest enemy. We misunderstood that situation completely. We wanted to control the game in the wrong way. We played in the wrong spaces and obviously gave 2 cheap goals away. Yeah? So the set piece is a nice routine which we knew about, so we could have defended it better. And the other goal, I think we all agree, I don't think we ever conceded a goal like this that looked really not good. And then it's 2-2. And in half time, I think everybody here in the room and who watched the game thought, okay, Atletico is now on the winning side, so that will go only one direction. But we thought we are still here, so let's give it a try. And I told the boys half-time, it's really positive because we know much more now than we knew before the game about them. We just have to use the right spaces and to play in the right spaces, and then everything will be fine. And that's what we tried to do. But then obviously the game got even more dramatic because of the decisions and the things that happened. I heard it now already. A lot of times, of course, I understand that Atletico people or Spanish people are upset or don't like the decisions, but I think the penalty we conceded is a clear penalty. The penalty for Atletico, in my understanding, is not a penalty, but when he whistles it, I was a bit surprised that they took it back because I only saw it once and I didn't think it was a penalty. It was clear what they wanted in that moment. And the red card, of course it's unlucky, but I think it's a red card. You cannot change that. The foot is in the face. That's what you get red cards for. So that's not cool, but it happened. And that's the story of the game pretty much. We still had to defend with all we have, because even with 10 men, they were quite intense to play. But the dirty 3 points are very often the most important, and they were dirty tonight, of course. It was not our best football, but we got them, and that's a big step.
Okay, we have Sam there, and then I think then John, and then down here. So, but Sam next.
Jürgen, did you feel
that
the red card came out of nowhere, or did you think they played on the edge a little bit for the whole game? And then additionally, could I just ask you about that quite funny incident at the end where you're waving at Simeone and he's running off down the tunnel?
I was in tense game. I didn't see a game where it was constantly on the edge, to be honest. But the situation with Diego, I have to say, that's okay. I want to shake his hand. He was running off, so I could have just turned around, and but I was standing there, and so I was as emotional as he was, and I don't think he did anything wrong, and I'm not overly happy with my reaction, to be honest. But that's not too bad as well. So when we see each other next time, we will definitely shake hands. There was nothing between us. We didn't even speak during the game, and that he's emotional. I think that should not be a surprise for anybody, and I'm as well. But we were kind of calm in most of the situations tonight in a very intense game.
Okay, we've got John Murray from the BBC, then the gentleman down here in front of John, and then we'll go to the lady in the khaki coat, and I think that's all the hands up. But John next.
Hi, Jürgen.
Hi.
You know, when you talk about how you need to learn how to play in Europe, you've said that many times before. Is this the sort of game that you're talking about? Because of, quite apart from how good a team they are, it's about everything else, isn't it? And how you cope with that?
Yeah, absolutely. You saw a lot of things. So you're right. So when you win these kind of games, you can say that's kind of the experience we made in the last 46 Champions League games we played together, roundabout. But we have quality. We have the quality to finish these situations off. The goals we scored was brilliantly done. So really well played. So there's more cutting inside, top shot Not sure it was deflected or not. Didn't see it back yet. And then obviously the other goal. Everybody's nearly in a perfect position there, and for sure Naby is, and a nice finish. So dealing with these kind of situations is the period we are in is really intense. So, and would I choose exactly the same lineup again? Not sure. But we had so many things to consider, like who was playing, who didn't play, blah, 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 who played where. I think in the end, we had a couple of too many players on the pitch who played now for their national teams, all the games, last Premier League game and stuff like this. So there's never only one reason for things. That my boys want always, that's what I love most about them. And if they can't in moments, it's most of the time my fault. But tonight we fought through it, and that's nice. And experience helped a little bit, but not too much tonight.
Okay, so we're not going to get to everyone. We'll go to this gentleman and then this lady next, and then we'll see.
Yes.
Spanish?
Yep.
No, English.
No.
Yes. No problem in qualification, of course. You have been always very sure of yourself, of your team, of your players, and so on. Despite everything, do you think that the same thing happened to you tonight?
The second team?
Sorry, don't really understand.
Happened to you tonight to be confident with yourself, your players, your team?
We are not that confident, to be honest. We know our struggles, we know our problems, but we try to ignore them very often. No, but tonight the two confident teams played against each other, and I'm pretty sure if you would measure the confidence of Diego Simeone and mine, I'm 100% sure he would win for the right reasons. No, tonight was just a real fight. It was not about this team, this game. Nobody can win just because it's the better side. No chance. Both teams are real fighters, and you saw that tonight. And in 2 weeks you will see it again. So it's like it's not a game I'm looking forward to. You think, okay, my God, in 2 weeks again. They are a real difficult team to play, but we will be there, and then in our stadium having an outstanding atmosphere, and hopefully we can use that.
Okay, last two questions. The journalist there, and then we go to James Pierce. Yep.
In Spanish. Belén Sánchez para Jugones. Acabas de decir que incluso ante 10 el Atlético ha sabido atacar, os habéis tenido que defender mucho. Y yo quería saber si ha cambiado en cierto sentido, más allá de esos 20 minutos iniciales por parte del Atlético, tu pensamiento sobre el tipo de fútbol que hace el Atlético de Simeone.
You asked that because of the thing I said after the second leg in the home game? Yes. Yeah. I don't know exactly what possession was tonight, but even with 11-11, I think Atletico let us play. If you saw the same game as I did, so why should I change my mind? That's the way they play. If I'm not the pope of football, it's not so important what I say, to be honest. Some things I like in life, some things I don't like that much, and still can respect them, and I respect a lot what they are doing here. I couldn't do it. I'm not the same guy as Diego. So, but he's, how long is he? 10 years? Incredibly successful. Why should they play the football I like? They have to play the football they like, and that's all fine.
Okay. Final question, James Pierce, and then we're done.
Jürgen, Alisson was out before, and you said the right things at the right time at half-time to change things. What needed to change for that second half, and what was the thinking behind taking Naby off and bringing Fabinho on?
First of all, it had nothing to do with Naby. We just had to defend the right side a bit better. So it was just we were a bit too wide. The gaps were too big. So, but Naby scored a goal and stuff like this. And I spoke already to him. It's really important for me that nobody thinks we played the first half or the second part of the first half because of Naby. Not at all. He's in really good shape. But he played 3 games for Guinea there, and the last Premier League game, 90 minutes, and tonight. So, how's that? 45 minutes, I think, was absolutely right. Yeah, thank you, Ali, that he said I said the right things. That's the plan, actually. But I don't know exactly anymore what I said. What I started with, first and foremost, I was really positive because I think now we know much more about them than we did before the game. We know exactly where the spaces are, where we have to play. We just have to do it. So, and we didn't do it, and we showed two situations. Look, 5 players in the back, 3 in midfield, 2 strikers, more or less not really involved in defending, a little bit, but not really, just there for the counter-attack. So it's obvious that next to the 3 midfielders, there's space. You can play there, but from there you have to play in the center again. And we had too many easy passes around the formation and not in or through the formation. And it was clear, with 2-2, I never expected that they now chase up, that they now start chasing us with the ball. It was always clear they were still, why should they change anything? They turned the game in exactly the way they wanted to play from the beginning, just defending in the right spaces, winning the ball, and go for it. And so they didn't change, so we had to go back to what we actually wanted from the beginning. And that's what we did. But you could see the intensity of the game. It's massively sense that you do all the things right and score as many goals as you can, as long as you are fresh. Because later on in the game, especially in such an intense game, you will not have the power for it anymore. So, and that's why we had just to fight through, and that's what we did. This game will not go in our, so if I have in the book of the best games we ever played, it will not be part of, but it's a very important one. The very important games, maybe it's in, but not the best games. So winning against Atletico, I don't think ever, as long as this team is together like this, together with Diego, will ever be easy, not on one day. And we did it anyway, and I'm really proud of that.